guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Megan, and today I wanted to do a little book haul for you guys. I got 2 new books to my collection, of my physical collection, and I wanted to show them off to you guys as well as kind of show you what I currently have in my book log. I have a very small physical collection, and I do have a Kindle collection starting to grow. I had to get rid of a lot of my books in the last move, so I am currently down to essentially ones I can't live without. So also, in part of the new books, one of them is a book of the month box. This is my very first book of the month box, and I'm so excited to open it here with you guys. And I can't wait to show you guys what I got. The first one, though, of my new batch, I got one that's a little on the younger side. I work in a school full time, and this past week we had a book fair, and every so often I'll peruse the shelves just to see what they've got, and I actually found this one that I feel like I kind of had to get. So I am a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I watch it every October, December. I love the movie. I could watch it over and over and never grow tired. And so I happened to spot this book. It's called Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. And I, being such a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I figured there's a little chapter book on Sally, and I figured why not? So if you are not familiar with Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, its little excerpt says, Jack and Sally are truly meant to be, or are they? Sally Skellington is the official newly minted Pumpkin Queen after a whirlwind courtship with her true love, Jack. Sally adores Jack with every inch of her fabric seams. If only she could say the same thing for her new role as Queen of Halloween Town, cast into the spotlight and tasked with all sorts of queenly duties. Sally can't help wondering if she traded her captivity under Dr. Finkelstein for a different, albeit gilded cage. But when Sally and Zero accidentally uncover a long hidden doorway to an ancient realm called Dreamtown, she unknowingly sets in motion a chain of sinister events that will put her future as Pumpkin Queen and the future of Halloween Town itself in jeopardy. Can Sally discover what it means to be true to herself and save the town she's learned to call home, or will her future turn into her worst, nightmare? I want to see what it's all about. So this is the front cover. It's got the title on the spine, and on the back it says, "The nightmare didn't end after Christmas." And luckily the hardback is just a plain black cover. It's real sleek. I like it. So up next, we will unbox my book of the month. Because it was my very first book of the month, I only got 1 book, and that's totally okay. They had a really good, I enjoyed looking over their selection for September. This is a September box, and I really enjoyed looking through the picks, just because it is a very small collection, and honestly this is a book that I probably wouldn't have picked up on my own. So I love that they have a small selection to where I'm able to maybe find something new and expand my genres, and I'm very excited. So let's see. All right, let's see. Oh, I've got a little book of the month booklet here at the top. And I wonder if this is just new. I don't know if this comes in every box. Book of the month people, you can let me know. But I don't know if this comes in every box or if it's just because I'm a new member and it's my first box. But it's essentially got just a list of some books that it's released and just kind of like some information regarding book of the month. And so I got the book Evil Eye by Etta Frum. and it's a contemporary fiction, and I found it very interesting, and so I wanted to get it and give it a try. There were some thriller options which I thought about just because I'm so excited for reading in October. A lot of mysteries and thrillers, but because I already have such a long TBR of thrillers and mysteries for October, I figured let me try something a little different, and I can maybe hold this off till like September or early next year. So this is Evil Eye, and it's got some clouds on the back. Pretty decent, simple hardcover. It's got a little Book of the Month emblem down here on the bottom. So the little insert synopsis says, Yara Murad has worked hard to outrun the demons of her tumultuous childhood in Brooklyn. Now ensconced in suburban North Carolina, Yara has achieved everything she aspires to. She is highly educated and teaches art at a local college. She is also wife and mother, raising 2 precocious daughters with her businessman husband Fadi, but their marriage is nothing like the high conflict relationship she witnessed between her parents as she was growing up, and she knows her life is worlds better than her mother's, with the kind of freedom her mother had only dreamed of. So why doesn't it feel that way most days? Why does Yara experience flashes of anger out of nowhere, or a sadness she can't name? When an incident at the college threatens Yara's job and peace of mind, her mother suggests that a family curse could be to blame. While Yara doesn't believe in old superstitions, she wonders if an evil eye may be at work. Shaken to her core, Yara finds her carefully constructed world beginning to implode. To save herself, Yara must finally confront the childhood she thought she left behind and forge her own path forward. So I found that very intriguing, and I figured why not. I was very happy to have such a small selection of books, just because, again, this isn't something that I would pick up for myself typically, just because the selection is huge. When you go to bookstores and online and stuff, it's like the world is the oyster online, and this way it shrinks it down to make it much more manageable. So that was very nice. So, oh, I almost forgot. The bookmark that it came with this month is In the Throes of Prose. Cute. I'm excited to use the bookmark when I read my book. So now I figured I would go through some of my collection of books that I have on me that I've read. We'll start with essentially my favorite series of all time. Like, I mean, I know that there's a lot of good series and books out there, but there's something about this series that I just hold it so close to my heart. And that is my Harry Potter series. The Harry Potter series. I hold the series so deep, so close to my heart. And as you can tell, it's very well loved. I got this as a holiday gift when I was younger, and back, obviously, if you can tell, back when it was a 6-book collection, the 7th one hadn't come out when I originally bought it, or I didn't buy it, when it was gifted to me. And I think it was like a year or 2 later that the 7th released, and so around that holiday time when it released, I got the 7th one to add to my collection. And like I said, this spine is going, and my Order of the Phoenix, my spine is completely tanked, and if I can find it, yeah, it's completely removed from the spine. So these just kind of says decoration right now, because I do eventually want to replace the set, because this one has been so well loved, because now that I've been getting into books and my reading journey, I kind of want to explore annotation. But the problem is I don't want to annotate in these just because they've been so well loved, and I find that maybe it's time to finally replace them after all these years. And so aside from the original 7, I also have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Now, the dust sleeves I haven't really been a fan of growing up, so typically when they're on my shelf, they just don't have their dust jacket. But it was something really simple, and it's a quick read, and I really enjoyed it. being such a Harry Potter fan. And then also, I don't remember if I bought this or got it as a gift, but I have a little 3-book set of Hogwarts Library, and it contains, let's see, it contains The Tales of Beetle and Bard, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Quidditch Through the Ages. And so I just find this to be such a cute little stack. I've probably read through them once or twice, but they're mostly decoration on myself just because they are so cute. Like, look at this, and they've got the emblem on the side. It's just so cute. Now, another one of my favorite series growing up. This one is a dystopian series. Another one of my favorite series growing up was The Hunger Games. So I do have, let me put these in order for you. I do have the first 3. Now, they are mismatched. I got some of them as gifts. I think I bought Hunger Games. I was gifted Catching Fire. And honestly, I don't remember where I got Mockingjay. So I've got the paperback of Hunger Games, and this is all of these are original copies for me. And then the Catching Fire, I do like it has the bird on the front. There we go. And then Mockingjay. And so these are still in relatively good condition, and enough for me anyway. And I kind of like seeing them mismatched on my shelf just because of the fact that they're as old as they are. I find it just brings a sense of home for me just because they are my original copies. And so I thoroughly enjoyed these. I've seen all the movies. I think I've reread the series like 2 or 3 times. And again, if I decide later that I want to reread and annotate, I can do that. And I don't honestly plan to get rid of these. Like, these are part of my heart, just like Harry Potter is. So these are going nowhere as of right now. So we'll see. And also, I said in November, I think it's November 17th, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes has a movie coming out, and I did, upon release, get the hardback version. I didn't like dust covers a lot growing up, so I actually have them in like a bin somewhere in my room because I still like that they have the titles on them to where I can still display them. It's just the dust jacket's always gotten in my way growing up. But I have read this, and I do plan to read it again before the movie comes out. I think I'll wait to read this one until early November. Like, I'll read it and then immediately go see the movie with my best friend. I don't want to read in October just because I have so many thrillers and mysteries that I want to read for October. So the final physical copy that I own is Matthew Perry's memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. I am a Friends fan. My mom got me into it. I've watched the show and absolutely loved it, and so I got the book for Christmas, and I did really enjoy it. I did not realize that Matthew Perry went through as much as he did. Now, mind you, I don't really know him for much else other than Friends. A lot of this took place during filming of Friends, and so it was really cool to learn more about him in this way. So I love that I have that part of my collection. So those are just my physical books. Now I am going to go through my Kindle and let you know what I own digitally on my Kindle. The first one that I bought on the Kindle, just because it was really cheap and looked really interesting, it's another, I think it's another contemporary fiction. It's called Really Good Actually, and assuming I can figure out the pictures on how to do the picture-in-picture thing, I'll put all the pictures up as I talk about them. So the first one I got was Really Good Actually. It's a contemporary fiction about, I believe she's a girl who's 26 or 27, recently divorced, and learning how to live her life post-divorce. And it sounded really interesting. I've seen mixed reviews on it. It's kind of like the halfway, 3-ish stars on Goodreads. But it looked interesting, and again, I kind of want to expand my genre. I'm a big fantasy lover, as well as romance from time to time. I like more of the romanticities, but I'll do a traditional romance now and again. And then I have bought the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm very excited to read that, to find time that I probably won't get to A Court of Thorns and Roses until like maybe next year, maybe December, we'll see. And then I have bought the first 2 books of Crescent City. I read the first one through my library. It took me 2 weeks to read it, but I got through it. Honestly, right now that I'm back in work, everything's taking me like 2 weeks to read. But I did enjoy it, so it kind of introduced me to Sarah J. Maas's writing style. And even though it's kind of a slow start, they're still pretty good. And the fact that she does write series, it helps when the series continues to know why the beginning was so slow and world building and stuff like that. And so I am excited to read the second one eventually. Again, we'll see when I get to it, and I'm anticipating the 3rd release. I also bought the Book Eaters. The Book Eaters look very enticing. I like the idea of, like, they eat whatever books they eat, they maintain the information. Like, they just keep all that information from the books that they eat. It looked very intriguing. And then I have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I have seen a lot around YouTube and stuff for The Bodyguard and for Hello Stranger. Is it Hello Stranger? I think. And I love the idea of, in The Bodyguard, how they do the flip-flop where the girl is the bodyguard. And so I'm very interested to see how that relationship plays out. And then I own the Caraval series. I am actually currently reading the Caraval series. I am in the middle of finale. I read the first Caraval back a month or 2 ago, I think. And then I read Legendary earlier this month. And I went straight into finale. And so my goal is to finish finale by the end of the month. And then I also bought the Foxhole Court series. I had watched a vlog of somebody read the Foxhole series straight, and it was actually a reread for her, just because she enjoyed the series so much, and it, based off of how much she was enjoying it and like things involved in the story, it seemed very intriguing and very interesting. And I don't know too much about it. I kind of want to just go into it blind, just because I don't know too much on it, and I kind of like that for this series. And I found it for really cheap in the Kindle store, so I bought it. So those are all of the Kindle books that I have bought. I do have a Kindle Unlimited membership, and I have read so many books through them. Hey y'all, editing me here. I realized I did not add any of the Kindle Unlimited books that I had read since joining the membership. And I've read some really good books through here, so I did want to mention a few of them, and all of these can be gotten through Kindle Unlimited. So the Shadowbound Queen series was the most recent series that I completed. It's 4 books. The Shadowbound Queen series includes A Court of Ravens and Ruin, Court of Greed and Gold, Court of Monsters and Malice, and Court of Serpents and Secrets. The series is by Eliza Reign, and I thoroughly enjoyed this series. Check it out. I also read the Dreamland Billionaire series. I loved the Dreamland Billionaire series, like, top notch. Thank you, Lauren Asher, for those. Those were a joy to read. My favorite of the 3, I believe, was Final Offer. I always enjoyed Cal as a character, beating him through the first few books and then finally getting his story with Alana. Like, that was just, for me, it was the sweetest story of them all. I loved it. And then, let's see. I did read Divine Rivals. That was a good book. You can get that one through Kindle Unlimited. I loved it. I was hooked the entire time. The Housemaid series, The Housemaid and the Housemaid's Secret, were good as well. Those are mystery thrillers by Frida McFadden. And I have a number of her books on my TBR for October, because her main types of books are mysteries and thrillers. And I loved those so much that I had the TBR, a number of from her collection. Okay. I did read the Mindfuck series. That series was fantastic. It's 5 like smaller books. You can find them in Kindle Unlimited. You can find them as 5 separate books. And I read those back to back. They do sell like the full collection in one book, but I believe in Kindle Unlimited you get them as the 5 separate books. They're small, quick reads, but as a unit, they're fantastic. And then I read The Perfect Marriage. Perfect Marriage was a thrill to read. I enjoyed that one. I have also read part of Emily McIntyre's Never After series. I've read Hooked, Scarred, and Wretched so far. I loved Hooked and Scarred. Those were fantastic books. I loved the reimaginings. I loved the darker details of it. Speechless. Like, there's nothing more I can say. It's fantastic. Wretched I found okay. Hooked and Scarred, I did rate 4 stars. Now thinking back on them, they probably should have been 5 stars. Like, I still think about them. They're fantastic. Wretched I only gave 3 stars to. It was kind of okay. For me, it deviated too far from the original story of the Wicked Witch for me. I couldn't quite grasp that one. And then I have been scared to try Twisted. And I have heard that Cross is really good, so one of these days I want to try them again. I want to put them back on my TBR and try those too. We'll try Twisted again and then officially read Crossed. I decided I also wanted to try starting some audiobooks. I wasn't much of an audiobook person growing up, just because I did like having a physical book, but I can get a lot of the books that I do want to read in audiobook format through the app Libby using my library card. And actually a lot of the big popular books right now that I want to read eventually, I can just listen to audiobook, and my drive to work is about 40 to 45 minutes depending. And so it's been a great addition to my drives at work. And so I am currently listening to Fourth Wing. This is a book that I've heard so much about and it's totally up my alley. And so I'm currently starting it in audiobook, and I'm really enjoying the audiobook. I think I'm about three or 4 chapters in. And so like already 3 to 4 chapters in, I'm already loving it. So I'm excited to see what other books that I can find easily through Libby in audiobook format and kind of expand my reading. I also never really do like I'm not really much of a 2 time a book person. I don't read multiple books at a time. I'll typically read 1 at a time. But in the sense of audiobooks, it's kind of a nice addition to where I have something for the car rides, for chores, things like that. Just times when I am like moving around and just want something playing, I can throw my audiobook on and I'll get a lot of reading done that way. And so I'm really excited to add that into my ways of reading and get more read in a month. And so I'm excited to make my way into audiobooks as well. Oh, and in my last video I was talking about my Kindle stickers, and I've already changed it for fall time, so it's very cute. And when I saw this sticker in my pack when I bought the pack, I'm like, I'm putting this immediately. Once we hit fall time, this is going in. And it's so cute. And then everything else, I just wanted like fall colors, like the reds, the oranges, the browns. I know he's covering the sticker here, but it's like, it says take me to the bookstore. And I find it so cozy and nice. Honestly, I love the fall time. Growing up, I've always said my favorite season is spring, but in all honesty, it's probably fall. I'm very introverted. I love the cozy vibes. It's the absolute best. So I am so excited to get my new books out of my TBR and continue reading. That is all I have for you guys today. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I'm brand new, but I'm slowly getting out there. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.